Watch me far away, see me far away, Shabada. Tell me what you saw, I will show you what I have, because I have myself. Oh, don't think say na defense. Make you watch my back. Now wait till you they see, yeah. Unless you have the sense, you go let to pretend. Do not run away. Kind of sober than you. That is why I say, that is why I say, that is why I thought, that is why I say, that is why I say, that is why I know. I don't come to speak my mind. With no delay, let them know. No say on our eyes clear. About in a way, watch out. Many things they happen in that country you did. So, some people trouble up on people every day. Even when you there, you go talk say you know there. I need to understand why this world about. I need to understand why this truth apart. The promise that we go and nationalize. The promise we will live and no complaints. Watch me far away. Watch me far away. See me far away. See me far away. Tell me what you saw. I will show you what I have. Because I have myself. Oh, don't think say na defense. Make you watch my back.
Alright, okay. Thank you very much once again for coming around. So I'm not going to be too long here today. And I just returned, from my trip. And as the case may be, as I have said, we're going to come to you whenever it's necessary, and just to continue to analyze and to engage our people, as the case may be. Of course, what we are doing here is to keep an eye and to make sure that, Biafra restoration never see any kind of setback. We mean business, and for us to come online by this time of the night, which I've never ever done before, never ever come on a line this kind of time before, is something that when Lai Mohammed tells you that these guys they don't sleep, they stay on internet, they eat on internet, they do everything on the internet. That's exactly what he means. You understand that, once you focus on what you're doing, we're never gonna give up. Just to tell the enemy that we're never gonna give up, we're not gonna back down. Biafra restoration is a project that we don't ever think of contemplating to retreat, neither gonna surrender. That's exactly what is happening here. Like I said, my name remains Mazi Isaiah Uba, and I am reaching you from my base this time around. The last time I came to you live, I was reaching you from, where I was having a little bit of a break, and this time around I have fully returned to my base. Of course, looking at what is going on from back home, I deem it fit to come to you at this late hour time. It doesn't matter how many of the people that is watching us. I know in the later time our people are going to watch this, and of course Rapture Media is going to also bring that up, and to make sure that our people receive this kind of gossip, gospel, and and also make it go viral. Our people need to be engaged because our land is under siege. So that is the reason why we are here, and we continue to come on air anytime that is necessary and when it's needed for me to engage our people. So as you are coming in, please do me a favor, share this and let people to know that we have come here today. I know it's a bit late, our people have gone to sleep because of time differences, and I know other people are watching me from also four corners of this world. We are here for Biafra restoration, no retreat, no surrender, and there's nothing that is gonna stop us. Nothing. We're gonna sacrifice everything sacrificable, and our leader, wherever he is now, he's not sleeping, and we're not going to sleep. When we tell you that we are standing shoulder to shoulder with our leader Mazi Nnamdi, this is exactly what we are doing. If our leader is not sleeping where he is, we cannot be sleeping with comfortably wherever we are. To tell you that we are on the same page, we are singing on the same front line. We are not standing in the back. We are standing shoulder by shoulder with him, and this is why I couldn't find myself sleeping at this time while man is on the front line doing the needful. Our ESN are working so hard. Our gallant men all over the place are staying awake, monitoring the social media, monitoring our land, keeping our people at alert, because our land is under siege, and at no point, nothing is going to stop us. We don't retreat, we don't surrender. We're going to keep doing what we're doing until we weigh them all down. Do you get me? And that's why you see me coming at this very time, which you never ever see me coming at this time. I've never done it before. This is my very first time choosing to come at this very time, and that to tell you how committed we are. We don't sleep once it comes to Biafra restoration project. We don't even associate. We don't even do any other thing other than Biafra restoration. Biafra must be restored. Our leader remains Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, a prisoner of conscience whom the Nigerian state went to Kenya and kidnapped. For those who are seeing me for the first time, for those who are coming across my my program for the first time, my name remains Mazi Isaiah Uba, and we are here for the Biafra restoration. The reason why you are seeing me here, our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, and he is also a prisoner of conscience. For those who are joining us for the very first time, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was kidnapped in Kenya and extraordinarily renditioned to Nigeria against his will. And Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the competent court of jurisdiction of Nigeria have found Mazi Nnamdi Kanu guiltless, and he has been then discharged and acquitted. But knowing that Nigeria is a lawless country that British are using to stop any kind of advancement and development in Africa, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the Nigerian state have continued to detain him, to keep him illegally and unconstitutionally against their signatory to the UN Charter arrangement, and also against even their own domestic law, that when someone is found guiltless, when somebody is actually discharged and acquitted, he should be freed and should be allowed to exercise his civil rights. In this case of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, who happens to be the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, the competent court have discharged him and acquitted him, and Nigerian state with the British support, decided not to let him go. Until this very moment we are talking, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is being kept in a solid confinement where he's being kept illegally. So we are letting the world know that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu must be freed. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu must be set free unconditionally because he has committed no crime known to man. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is a man of his people. He's agitating for the freedom of his people. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is only asking for self-determination and referendum, which is in the UN, Shrine Charter, and also even in the Nigerian Constitution. And for some reason, Nigeria find it, something that is against their own, will, and they decided to continue to detain this, innocent man illegally without minding his children and his wife. What we are letting the world know that, it doesn't make sense when you are talking about the, what do you call it? When you are talking about the human rights, when you are talking about the people's rights, when you are talking about the, what do you call it? When you are talking about self-determination, and once it comes to Africa, the world doesn't want to respect their own rule of law. They pretend like they don't see what is happening. For some people who do not know, Biafra land is a part of, a part of Eastern, Nigeria, if you like, where the natural resources is being deposited by the Almighty Chukwukika Biama, and which we have seen in the recent time in Niger Republic, or Niger Republic as the case may be. They have Nigeria, they have Niger, they have Niger State, they have Niger Republic. That is how British and France mess Africa up. Nigeria, Niger, or Niger State, Niger Republic, Niger Republic. That is how when they lost out of even name, they repeat the same name again, just to divide the people, just to continue to, just to continue to steal from the people. That tells you how terrible things are in Africa. And that's why we are calling African youth to stand up, and at the same time, we are calling our Igbo politicians, our Igbo people to stand up. The world is leaving our people behind, and it's very, very sad that our people have gone today and worship unknown God while the world have moved on. Why pipeline is being laid from our backyard to Europe and to America without us knowing it. If Niger Republic did not expose what the Chevron is doing, our people are still in ignorant, worshiping, going to church, not knowing what is going on. It's heartbreaking. Sometimes I sit on my own and I try to make sense out of the whole thing. If not what is happening in Niger Republic, who would have known? They were talking about it and people did not even take it serious. People were being misled. People were being deceived by the church. People were being misled and deceived by content creators that are allowing their page to grow like crazy. So engaged our people with content creators. You watch all these useless content creators, you never learn anything. Sometimes you watch them, you see their wife chasing them around in their box room. You see them hiding and seeking in there, and you see thousands of people watching them. You see Facebook and social media, giving them followers of our people who are on social media. But once you see some of us who are making sense, Biafrans, who are trying to educate our people, they will suspend the page. They will come harsh on them. They say that you are against the community standard. When you try to educate our people over what is happening in our land, they will want to bully you into submission. After they have used them, they will now mess around their page and then ask them to start all over again. Exactly what happened during the NSAS and during the Obedient and Nigerian general election. When you go to social media, Facebook, TikTok, you see our people are washed with distraction. Completely distraction. Why oil pipeline were being laid from my backyard, and the remaining people were engaged with these criminal pastors, Christianity. Jesus is this, Jesus is that. Africa are corrupt. I may not have not eat. Can you donate €5 or $5 to concern to go and look after Amina? Amina is a dropout from the school. When you are taking, Californium from the northern part of the zoo, when you are stealing uranium from Niger Republic, generating 70% of electricity to the France. When Niger Republic don't even have electricity, they depend on the electricity that comes from the zoo. And the electricity that comes from Nigeria is electricity from Uji River. And the people of Obibo do not have electricity. And Niger capital have a little bit of electricity, but they cannot power it themselves. Uranium that is taken from from Niger is being sent to America and France. Our people need Iji. I'm going to come to Iji in Ireland today. Or today. Heritage. You look at the pictures and look at the videos. Whatever that is happening doesn't concern them. Aburu a design for destruction. Chevron is laying a pipeline that worth over $30 billion. But Hannah say Africa is corrupt. Of course, Africa is corrupt. They are talking, our people are in the church praying for miracle. Miracle, something will happen. When they don't even see what is happening just beyond their nose. Our people, they busy. Here. And I was watching the video today and I was shaking my head. Watching the video. Other Africans are moving on. Europeans are fighting on to steal from Africa. Every other race, the ending time. The only tribe, just go to social media, check if there is any tribe that is misbehaving when their land is under siege. When somebody from America is busy laying oil pipeline that will travel almost 20,000 kilometers from Biafra land to Europe to America. How can we explain this? Should we, I asked this question the other time, should we stop this we are doing? should we continue? Mazi Nnamdi Kanu deserve ahụhụ ọ na-ata. O deserve it. Because ọ na-agbawa obi. I look at this thing and I ask myself, Kuku abịa maka ihe iji nye anyị this burden. Although ihe o jidere like this, should we stop? Should we stop? I'm trying to make sense. Because this life for Hana I may enjoy here na reach. More than I'm interested in here. I'll go up my go. But you're gonna read you where your own people are being murdered and slaughtered on the street. Obi, I just saw. Maz, I will put on the number. I'll put on the number. You don't need to call now, please, if you're calling. Just give me, I'm not going to stay too long. Just give me 2 minutes. Give me a few minutes, please. I just want to analyze some certain things here. You know, Peter Obi lose election here. I won't lose it. He won the election. I keep saying this. It's not that I support Peter Obi. It's not that I know that now I'm into Nigerian politics. Even if that case, even if should that be the case, because everything in this life is all about politics. One man you walk Peter Obi there, a win election till this very moment. Even when Nigeria called Jagaban an illegitimate president, to let Nigerians know, let Ndibo know. To let Ndibo know, one day umoke, Arab gear this thing. They pretend like they don't care. Indian lady here don't even ask. You're now, or something happened. What is the fate of my children? If my children can I get from here? Why did the Mazi Nnamdi Kanu accepted this call to save these people? Near regional Germany, near regional England, near regional South Africa, near regional Ireland, near regional US. Look at the time it is here. It's a midnight. I couldn't even find it comfortable sleeping when I know some of our women are being raped, some of our Biafran youth are being adopted and kept in a place where their parents cannot even access them. Peter Obi, I may him here. Ohaneze and Igbo never put up any resistance or anything. I'm there banye. You know, once we come out here to say something, once we come out here to say something, to proclaim anything, just Barrister Joffo said take it to the bank. I got him say you take it to the bank. Burie Jenny temri ndochi anyị ndị Igbo akwa emere ebe anyị na-etinye mmiri juru oyi in those days ewenye ya n'ite were our message once we come out here to say something were our message ga-adonye n'ite mmiri happy no matter how long it takes ọ ga-eme appreciate asị na ndị Igbo ga-anọ ebe ha na-eri ji here na ndị ofe mmanụ Oduduwa Alawa. And people talked few days ago that I was saying it, what is this guy talking about? In Hegemendibo, a big time catastrophic Gemendibo. I know that some of them are coming back now. which IPOB and its leadership is campaigning for our people to return home. Can help prepare how to defend our land. And as soon as IPOB made that announcement, the enemy immediately went into war. They went into war to attack our people. They created what they called insecurity to make our land uncomfortable for our people to not return, just to discourage them. Just to discourage them. And we are here to inform our people. We need to return home. We need to prepare ourselves, Biafran youth and Igbo youth. What is coming to our land is a big time disaster. It's going to take our people unaware. Okay, take in the bank unaware. And Oga Wuhege with the so bad that over 10 years Mazi Nnamdi Kanu spent, use his money, sleep on the street, sleep on a car park, just to educate our people over this impending doom. Our people get any land there. All of a sudden, they move on. With the African youth who listen to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and IPOB's preach, some of them are taking advantage. African youth were disappointed on answers because most of them were looking upon Nigeria. They think that Nigerian youth or people are very smart. Until the politicians, British, played the dirty game they played, answers collapsed. And if you look at since 2020, okay, Africa have been on a march, revolution after revolution. Countries have taken their own bold step and start acting. Even Francophone countries, where you see somebody who has been in power for 40 years, and the British are very comfortable dealing with him. France are very comfortable, okay, to continue to deal with somebody who has been in power for 40 years, 44 years or 45 years. And today, they have launched attack on Amazonia, our own people as well. Why they are stealing uranium, stealing from 14 countries in Africa. 500 billion goes to French bank from African countries. And in their buying a region, they don't reflect. They don't reflect even when P2B lost, when they deny P2B. I can see no why POB, I can see no Mazi Nnamdi Kanu costly. Why are they careless? Why are they not bothering? What is the future of their children? In another man's country, built by these people. In a region, in Austria, in a region. And your own country, your own people are looking. Like I said, our people will call from home and they will say, brother, please, you people should continue. You people are our last hope. You people should not give up. And you look at them here, they will be dancing. Na-na-ato. Nderi. Aburu that has no shame. They have no shame whatsoever. Like I said, I'm somebody who won ordinary. I love our tradition. I'm a Pan-African. I love every tradition that comes from Africa, ordinary Africa. But we have jettisoned nightclub And my friends and my colleagues now are not on a nightclub now, but I'm here. I'm here. Not sleeping. Just engage our people. You see, when we tell you that Nnamdi Bani are asleep, na how can a human now walk? I want you to look at this. I don't know that na Onya Awusa, will I call him Awusa man, are thinking on the same direction. Him a couple of days ago. That Nnamdi Bani ga no ebe ha ri eji. Ndo fe manu e wuro Oduduwa alawa. Even itself, the arewa e wure ke halawa. Then the Onya Awusa hu odi cheat na emre Peter Obi. The board on now from now been on social media, been on national television now called Wamake. Ndi a na-eriji ndị dị busy na-eme IPOB leadership, IPOB attack. That they should stop. Now the turn of ndị Igbo. Obedient is a movement. It's okay. Unu chọrọ hit the politics. Unu chọrọ deny anyị access. Unu chọrọ stop here Peter Obi. Go happy win. Here Korea support for the kidnapping of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. British played on them. British. Do you see how British sit back like they don't know what happens to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? Why they were the one behind the whole thing? Do you see how what we're saying? And Awusa man is talking about the kidnapping of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and the cheat name Ndi Igbo. Were south to south, nye Ndi Igbo. Were southeast, nye Ndi Igbo. Now they make you look like a minority in the east by giving you southeast. In the same southeast, yeah. Hey, lecture, how do we divide them in the southeast? No. There's somebody said, let's give them south to south. Onye Igbo knows na the same southeast na asu Igbo, nwere the same culture with Igbo man. Sisi ni yawu onye Igbo, ni yawu onye south to south. I keep asking this question. Some of you that may come across this video later on, some of you that are here watching it with me, my question, should we stop? Because ngamiri na amohu ngo na amonya kpe ya ka onye mere ndị Igbo ha ọgwụ anyị lụrụ na 1967 ka eji tụọ a lot of our women ime amụọrọ anyị ndị amụrụ anyị na-eklem na ha wu ndị Igbo na-eri ji outside. Even when our own father Achebe pụtara sị anybody in a religious side should be ready to dance the dance of the spirit. Only Igbo na religious side. Ha gochakwara ya na things fall apart. Ha gochakwara those quotes from our own father. Ndị ebe ha na-egbu, they cannot come out and protest. The only tribe apart from IPOB, the only tribe they never protest except IPOB. They never come out to protest. They never lead any delegate to go and talk about the killing, incessant killing of civilians. The Yoruba will send delegates. The Fulanis will send delegates. Hausa will send delegates. Only in Igbo will the name when delegate. How they proud to name Igbo enweze. Many neji kidnap or Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. They comfortably believe in Igbo enweze. No one IPOB. He are about Peter Obi his mandate. Ha no ni Igbo enweze. And the question, where do we go from here? How do we survive at the race? From 1945, from 1908, called 1918, invade our land, turn one into Christianity. Our fathers tried their best. My father, they tried their best to put up a little bit of resistance. In fact, from even our mothers, when they started the protest, Aba protest, 1930, is it? Or 1929, they resisted. Our mothers resisted the true Igbo women. 1967, our fathers stood up for 3 years without any support. And look at the generation now. If not Mazi Nnamdi, if not IPOB, they get them to fight IPOB. They want them to demonize IPOB leadership. Now, if you destroy IPOB leadership, what else left? Because you need politically, you know, Unu destroy IPOB, destroy Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Peter Obi acheta haja na president. Where what ele house of foreign? Where do we go from here as a race? And you lose go. Our parents bali go dren. Bali ya. Love halo with wishishenkete. Some of you will go to church today and you will curse our fathers, curse our ancestors. They brainwash you to believe that now our people ne bunde mad. Nadu Hiroshima bomb. What was that? Hiroshima bomb. What was that? Where over 100,000 people were murdered in one single bomb. What about First World War? Second World War? What was it? Did Igbo people go to war? Did we kill 100,000 people overnight? If Igbo people goes to war, all the whole Igbo land, all the whole entire East would have been speaking Igbo complete. If Igbo people do invade other communities and tribes, a lot of nearby people, even Edo State would have been speaking Igbo. All of them. Complete. But they brainwash you to demonize your own father. Now, the question I'm going to do some of you now. Once you die tomorrow, you will become an ancestor. Get the legacy omo uge kumakagena. You can send a go Biafra. You can send a join the IPOB. You can send a defend our land when Fulani we attacking our mothers and our sisters, killing them, cutting them all over the place. You can send need defend the Igbo land or East. You can send him a campaign and or an Israel election get winning. Can hear your people, your children get kumakage. Give one our own ancestors on. I go ham more. You can church and ask, let them fall and die. In the name of Jesus, St. Peter, St. Paul, St. Andrews, and their name when here I'm relating to you. But okay, careful. A demon, they kill people. They lie to you to hate yourself. I'm going to come to that discussion in the next coming days when I have time. They told you, you think that most of us, we do not have a job. Let me tell you, I'm a profession. I'm a qualified mechanic, Mercedes mechanic. Because some of you can more time up here. What does this guy possess? I'm a qualified mechanic, Mercedes. To be, I'm not. You put a Mercedes here and I'm a Saraya. Fix here in less than 20 minutes. So each of them are way high now. On way high pass in life. Nine and I'm Now let us see what this Hausa man said about the Bani. Let me show you this. Okay? Let me show you this, please. Just bear with me 1 second. I want to show you this. I want to show you this. Very important. It's going to take about a few minutes. So you're going to be patient. So I want you to listen to this, okay? I want you to listen to this. So it's an interview. It's an interview. Okay? It's an interview. So I'm going to show you what happened here. Can there be in week that the world have moved on? No, we're not taking time. We're not taking time waking up. The reason why we are a little bit of resistance now is because IPOB is here. There's no other umbrella. No other umbrella outside. As I said before, other races are sending people, delegates across the world to negotiate and engage the world. Gwagodim Hindi Boneme, Gwagodim here, Eastern region name. Apart from exempt IPOB and the Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Tell me, how the proud Naza Onwa Naza Akaji Ebe of Russia, Naza Aguna Chamber of America, Hanaza Aki Kenga of South Africa, Hanaza Oludia Hanaza people. And other people are moving on. In other countries, in those redos, Oboda I know now how they read you today. Oboda fought from block to block, eyeball to eyeball, inches to inches, everywhere, to push out British from this country. And I can tell you, in the last 20 years I'm here, this country, if you see the amount of road network, overhead bridge, development, high-speed internet, you'll be shocked what these people have achieved just in the last, I'm not talking about from the time the fought British, just in the last 20 years. And Igbo man no here they read comfortably, while our people back home are crying for help. IPOB are crying for support to free our people, so other people can come in our land, reopen their own yam or whatever, or make their own festival. Do you get me? Do you get me? Do you feel me? Our people just know here. Yeah, let on head down. The whole world will be watching. And it even make it difficult as an IPOB when we try to engage other people. I have met some politicians who ask me, you have thousands and hundreds of people here. Why are they not coming out and see the pain you yourself is exhibiting? I said, I don't know. It drains. It discourages. And you ask yourself, where do we go? What shall we? Ole hangeme. Onye mere ndị Igbo ha. Ejim out of love na-ekwu this thing. Ejim out of concern. I'm here, they better than so many of them nearly here. But I left my personal life, left the family life, left everything, denying myself a comfortable sleep, denying myself going to club to dance, enjoy myself, including other Biafrans and also IPOB leadership, a lot of them. People like China Samuel, people like our Chike Doziem, who started this race with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu years ago. And what we are getting from our people, the same way they told them to curse their ancestors, to demonize their ancestors the same way they ask our people to demonize the leadership who have worked with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, to call the DOS criminals, tell them that they are sellers. They are sellouts. Tell them to go and call your people who are fighting for you betrayers. And some of our people will come on social media, they will write, DOS are betrayers. People who have started this race with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, create all this awareness, establish IPOB branches, IPOB leadership, engage the government everywhere. They kidnap their leader. They urge the same people to go, and some of them will come on social media. They will be arguing and saying, the leadership, people who have worked with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu all these years, asking them why we are still alive to demonize, to blackmail us. The same way they ask them in the church to blackmail their fathers and their ancestors. You see this generation now, I will talk about it later on. Not today. You see this generation. If Africa and us do not fight very hard, this generation, and our generation offer it destroy Africa and the Igbo race. This is the last generation, I'm telling you. If you don't know, go and mark my word. This generation, if not IPOB by now we would have been overrun in Africa and also in Biafra land. This is the last generation, the remnant. Because the way the British and the France and some Western African countries, the Western world, plotted this, the way they eulogized Christianity, the type of Christianity they are eulogizing in our communities, is a very, very destructive one that is working so hard in a subtle manner that you will never detect it if you don't pay attention. They came to destroy it. They sow a seed of discord. They turn brother against brother. They turn sister against sister. They turn children against father and mothers. They turn people against their communities. Where we are now, this last generation, if we don't wake up and fight and destroy this thing who come to consume us, this is the last generation that will, after we have gone, Africa will be completely walk into the state of abyss, and that will be the end of it. Who would have believed? Na menaga born no here, our people no here, na akwaka na church, na say our ancestors they bad. Why they are laying a pipeline, oil pipeline? Why they are stealing? How many of you know that Niger State or Niger Republic had a very big, massive uranium reserve that is giving 70% of electricity and nuclear power to France and America and Europe? How many of you do you know that? But Niger Republic is one of the poorest African country or African state in the whole world. How many of you knows? How many? Do you know? A Mananeli pipeline now across from Biafra land. We are not talking from Nigeria. From where you and I come from. You don't know one line here. Without wasting your time, let me just show you this. Just let's listen to this. Okay.
To each of them. Well, the last time I spoke on the ministerial list, I told Nigerians that if you are a good Nigerian and wish Nigeria good, you are represented by the few good ones among the nominees. And if you are also a Nigerian who celebrates criminality, celebrate criminals, celebrate election rigging, you are also adequately represented by some people on the list. Going for your question now, what do I see? Once I perused through the list of the ministerial nominees and their portfolios, what came to my mind is that, yes, there we are. A perfectly executed civilian coup. The central character who plays the coup is Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Other accomplices of the Tinubu are the hidden vice president, and the hidden vice president is nobody other than BC Akande. Other members of the coup, civilian coup plot, are Bajabia Mila, the vice president, open vice president, and also chief of staff to the president. I could see the hand of the permanent secretary in the villa. I could see the hand of AT, SSA, and SSA in the villa. These are the people who executed this coup. Where was the plot? It was in London.
In London.
You could remember that during the election campaign,
this is how someone talking.
Bola Tinubu, along with his kitchen cabinet, went to London and were eating in a restaurant. And he gave them the formula for winning election. He said, snatch power, grab power, and run away with power. And he grabbed it, he snatched it, and he ran away with it. One of the conditions is that once you snatch power, you grab power, and you run away with it, you must strangulate other parties. Other parties. You must weaken them and you must make them feel asphyxiated. You must push down their throats your agenda to a point of no return. And now I'm finally pretend that all is well. This is the setting of the ministerial nominees and their portfolio. Neatly couched.
Dr. Madisho, thank you so much for giving us, your opinion of the president's ministerial list and the portfolio assigned to them. But we really do not have any proof of a civilian coup and of a hidden vice president, as you alluded to earlier. So we would like proof of which is the list of the ministers and their portfolios, and ask you specific questions, about this. Now, as has been the practice, since the return to democratic rule, it seems the president has kept the petroleum portfolio to himself. How well has this served us in the past? What do you expect the president, or what can the president do differently from his predecessors? Now, I ask that has been the practice, since return to democratic rule. It seems President Bola Tinubu has kept the petroleum portfolio to himself. How well has this served us in the past? And what do you expect, or what can the president do differently, from his predecessors?
What I expected Tinubu to do is to look at the circumstances of his coming. Serial objection, serial misgivings, serial exasperations. Many people, 14 million people said we don't like you. There are so many questions surrounding himself, surrounding his education, surrounding his personality, surrounding his trade, surrounding his genealogy. If he had factored all this into consideration, he would have acted differently. But he decided to act in the same way, in the same manner, in the same style, at the same speed with Buhari. For Buhari and Tinubu, there is no difference. And we are going to say it very clear now. For example, look at what goes to the southwest. Number one, CBN, because NFLA is under charge now, they will never appoint a CBN governor, and this guy who is actually the CBN governor is from the southwest. All commercial banks, all financial institutions, 90% of microfinance banks, Shippers Council, NNITT, National Inland Waterways, communications, under communications, taken away NCC, NIDA, Galaxy Backbone, NICOPSAT, NIPOST, Ministry of Finance and Coordinating Minister of the Economy, Accountant General, Auditor General, NDIC, all MDAs, Marine and Blue Economy, Power, Solid Mineral, Transport, Petroleum, Justice. In addition to being the senior minister of petroleum, in addition to being the president, in addition to calling the last shot, everything is on his table. Now, he took also health, environmental ecology, total of 8 senior ministers, 2 junior ministers. If you have a mental picture of what happened and what he gave to the southwest, it's like you're having an Oduduwa Republic in the making, paving way for the Republic of Biafra, and forcing the North to think, okay, let us be annexed by Niger Republic or Cameroon. It's a matter of Buhari's insensitivity repeated. You go to the southeast. What you have in southeast is similar to what you have in Matthew chapter 15, 26, 28, which says, it is not right to take the children's bread and give it to the dogs.
You see how they see it?
The woman said, Christ, yes, Lord, but even the dogs eat the crumbs that fall from the master's table. Jesus said, Master, woman, you have faith. This is how southwest we are given, southeast we are given the crumbs. Ministry for Work Senior, Women Affairs Senior, Labor Junior, Senior Trade, Senior Innovation Science and Technology. Put together, these ministries are not up to Nigerian Port Authority. In other words, they are telling the South is.
Did you get that? Did you understand the reason why I call Nnamdi out and the Biafrans out on this tonight program? Do you see why I'm out here now? Do you see why I'm supposed to be in bed and then I am here to... There are some things you will watch, you will listen, it will take away sleep from you. Now I'm not Joe Hanes and Igbo, John Igbo Ani, Joe obedient now. Where do we go from here? Lay here, or say that if you put all this little position now in Tinubu's administration, or even port authority, that little position. He quote the Bible, in office, because okay, when the Bible can we bring it down, some of you umokoko sinu umo Jesus kunu nwike wote, because I kwuwe here o ka mma na ndị ọzọ kwurie ka unu wote. I kwuwe here unu agaghị aghọta. Even I know unu depute unu agaghị aghọta. Now the man, the Hausa man comes down. Onye awuhu, I don't think no we Christian. But he has to come down in a way even the presenters, the interviewers will understand and get the message across to the Igbo. The South to South. I'm coming. It's not finished yet. Let me bring this person in. Let me just bring this person in because I haven't finished. But let me bring him in because he has been repeating. Let me see. I'll give him a few minutes. Hello, Mazi, and tell us your name and where you're calling from. You just interrupted me while I'm doing the analysis, but I will oblige you. Let's go. Just 3 minutes, please.
Yeah. Mazi, if you are still analyzing, I'll call back then.
Okay,
If
all
you
right.
want to finish,
All right, okay.
I'll call back.
Okay, just keep following, please, yes.
Okay. Okay, bye.
Yeah, right. So, what we are saying right now, can they bani go to the that now the man now went into the Bible just to get you out from your comfort zone, just to get you to listen. Because without him going through the Bible, some of you will not listen. Even now here with dirty politics, now he said he quoted the Bible Matthew for you. See that now the food do belong to the dog. So basically, the quote was, even the dog can also eat from the crumbs that is falling out from the master's table. But in this case, in Nendibo, they didn't give it to you. The crumbs, they didn't give it to you. You are not worthy to eat the crumbs. In Nigeria, Iso, Blinia. We only have one in Dohanes and Igbo, one Igbo politicians, one our governors. We need to tag them here, let them listen. Emmanuel here, una na hagot, inu chere na ikporu na ashi, that buten IPOB ke Igbo, buten IPOB representative ke Igbo, buten Nnamdi Kanu ke Igbo, they are doing this. For me, I know, should we stop? Look at even election, yesterday. Can an Igbo politician come out boldly to say this? Can Ohaneze Ndigbo come out publicly to make this analysis? Somebody in America analysis how they've been seen in Nigeria, and then they're buying a region here. Do you see the ignorant? Do you see Ndi Yoruba Haneliji here? Haneme festival here. There was a Haneme, Fulanis Haneme. The reason why I didn't so name St. Patrick is to create awareness. Can you create awareness? Can there be any manner that the Biafrans do exist? That is why we sacrifice everything on St. Patrick. That they are now put double payment in my anyone around here. But I now sacrifice here just to create that awareness. And it has happened. lee ebe a nọ na-akọwa the same thing na-emeni na ndị Nigeria wu ndị pụtara in the open say that na oil pipeline echi na Biafra land na-ewere na-aga to America that na a ga-akwụsị ya na o wee bad thing. Ndị Igbo amaghị, ha na-eri nji, they are comfortably going to church and na-akwụ aka na-agwa gị cause why your ancestors, cause why your own father, cause why your own mother, cause to your father, cause to your community, cause to erikwule ihe nwanne gị nyere gị. Agakwala ga join aha na IPOB meeting. Ihe ha na-eme, they are against Christianity, they are ungodly, what they are doing is not nice, they are always an insult to Jesus. So don't go and join them. Why they are busy laying pipeline? Lay the way they seize you in Nigeria. Election I just made yesterday. If you look at the man now, why no gano here and the Yoruba adoro do wagairu. The reason why I'm mentioning South to South is because the South to South does not exist in any cardinal point. I want to let our people know, because if you don't mention South South, those ones think that they are they are not in Igbo, they are not from the East. That is why, brother, that's why I'm mentioning South South. I'm not mentioning it now something that is worthy to mention, because South South does not exist in any cardinal point. Why and why not North? Why do they get him and West West? Get him and East East? Now, in the East, where you and I come from, because Mazi Isaiah, I don't know where you come from. I don't know where you come from, whether you're from Igbo or from the same East, the area they call South South. If you come from Igbo, the reason why they cannot refer you to East is, which is in the cardinal point, if they refer you as Eastern region of Nigeria, then that actually defines who you are. That means you are people that, or tribe that lived in this area for a long time. So basically, the reason why they call you Southeast is to make you a minority in the East. They didn't see you worthy, as worthy to answer East. So they have to call you Southeast. So you look like minority in the South, in the East. Then basically at the same East here, now they give you what is called South to South, which does not even exist. What want to happen on their South? South, because India South are from the East, but they don't want to allow them to remain or to march to remain as Eastern region. They have to call them, give them a geographic, a cardinal point that does not exist, so that it will look like they are not the same with the same people from the area they call Southeast, or the area they refuse to call East. It's us now. In those days before the fragmentation, they used to refer people from the East, from Eastern region. But Matt, that is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm trying to explain, because without me saying it, you people will not understand the game acronym. Now look at even in the Southeast. You see how the Hausa man refer the Southeast. I'm coming to complete this. They call Southeast that they don't deserve to have a crown that fall out from the master's table. He used Bible quotation, because all the only way you will talk to our people, maybe if at all they will understand. Now, even in that in that quotation, they even said that even a dog deserves to eat a crumbs that falls from the master's table. But in the Igbo case, that crumbs, you are not allowed to eat it. You are not allowed to have any share. British and now looking at our people here, name is behave anya ihe niile onye awụsa bịara na national television na our condition of the East ndị Igbo na Nigeria. Tell me ihe onye Igbo na-eri here they proud of. Tell me. This is the reason why people are here. Mazi Endi. Do you get me? Do you understand my explanation? That is why I play this. So for you, because I know May feel that IPOB are miscreant. Mazi Nnamdi, we do not know what we are doing. What are we doing? You want us to go to war in a state, in a situation you yourself have not even accepted. Na na-emegbu na Nigeria. Peter Obi, Anafro mandate here, you are not reacting. Imagine no one Yoruba can Anafro their mandate will be an Igbo person or Hausa man or Fulani man. You allow Yoruba Gana Bagara today. Lagos agahara bụ onye Igbo ama agbatuole shop niile nna legodi now just that na ndị Igbo vote hu Jagaban onye ji na agba ahịa ndị Igbo ọkụ till this very moment na destroy ndị Igbo. Because of that enweghị the ministerial appointment enyere an Igbo man. Ihe the man na-akọwa here the ka enyere ha enye award ụdịghị port authority ndị na-anọ n'ọnụ mmiri. This little one akpụrụ aha sị na enyere ndị Igbo na ha hụ ndị Igbo asị ndị na-awụ ọtọ hụ the crumbs that falls from the master table. My brother, is this not heartbreaking and disturbing to an Igbo man? Tell me, some of them tell you when I video here. Tell me, just go and watch some of them. I want to in Ireland today. Just go and those people. Look at them. Watch that video. Watch in the career in Russia. Watch in the career in England. Watch in the career in Germany and they can agree in South Africa. Lego India. How do you can India? Ma, what is going on? When other people are just trying to describe even what we are going through, they don't care. Peter B. No, when else? Let's see else. Nnamdi Kanu hakra against Rore. Betray Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, betray IPOB for Igbo presidency. No umbrella whatsoever, no representative of South or Southeast in the political arena. Of them. So we are just as a slave to anybody. The ESN now in Nigeria, now in Biafra land now, would only last line of defense. If not ESN, the way these people were killing our people last 5 years before the launching of ESN, it was so alarming and disturbing that even in Benue State, which is still on till today, even in Benue State, 300 indigenous people in Benue State was massacred in one single night without any resistance. Just a couple of weeks ago, 50 were massacred. 50. 300, we saw the videos. Eji truck blew igbe ozu ndị mmadụ for mass burial. 300 indigenous people massacred in one night in Benue or Plateau State, if you like. Imagine if not ESN. What in the Igbo governors are form a bubago to counter ESN, not to support ESN. But I'm Motokun made their own. Gia Bagenia. Tinubu went to Oduduwa Convention, go national anthem of Oduduwa to play his allegiance. And that has paid off on Egon Ochichi. A would go opportunity in Nebubatan Waga, like this Hausa man Ukuru. That Nageke Oduduwa. Gani. Do you see how Ndu often manage no quiet? Both in diaspora, all the activities have because they want to see ebe the zone aga now. Ndikani de busy, yirisha gwani. While our people cannot move, no lo hadiga. Nde ba nyemwe restriction. Nde hawa ala ekbu onwonye na potage. Let me continue on this because I need to open this line. People want to call in. I need to open this line, please. Just very quick.
Think twice about Obi next time around. That is your crime.
You see it?
But the story is different from South-South. If you go to South-South, senior aviation, senior youth, senior capital territory, senior humanitarian affairs, senior sports, junior petroleum again. What are they saying? He's as if he's saying Mark chapter 1 verse 11. It says, "You are my sons, whom I love. With you I am well pleased." As if he's addressing Wike and addressing Asare Dokubo. Go to the southwest, northwest. It's like a love letter. The appointment of northwesterners in the cabinet seems like a love letter. A love letter written by Tess, that actress in Tess, or Thomas Hardy's Tess of the River Bulls. After she told her first to Angel Clare, after she confessed her sin, after she sacrificed herself, Angel Clare denied her, disowned her, abandoned her. But even with that, even when the Northwest abandoned their people, ignored their own people, this is the love letter he wrote to them. As you show me love, dear Northwest, I will always love you. Well, today, tomorrow, and the day after, forever. That is the way I can reward you. And I have rewarded you adequately. And thank you for promoting, protecting, and projecting the Muslim ticket. If you go to the Northeast, what you have is senior agriculture, senior education, senior interior, senior foreign affairs, senior health, senior police affairs, junior skill development. I am rewarding you for your steadfastness in Muslim ticket, and for abandoning your people, and for looking away, and for being insensitive, and for pretending as if there was no Boko Haram for 12 years in your own environment. North Central, you have senior steel, senior information, senior justice, senior labor, junior police affairs. And the message is, think twice on OB North Central. The most interesting portfolio of all the portfolios are the portfolios of my brother Badaru and Matawala, former governor of Zamfara State. They were given ministers of defense, senior and junior. Ironically, this is the most insulting portfolio. They are not generals, they are not security agents, they are not security personnel, they are not former police officers. Badr is an accountant. Matol is an administrator from the state. When they go to the defense ministry, the first thing they will see is they will send them military assistants, MAs, not of their choice. When they are these are people who cannot deploy a single man, a single army to any location without the approval of the president. And their zone is burning. Their zone is under siege. Their zone is bewildered. People are dying morning, afternoon, evening, night, by the minute, by the hour, by the day, by the week, by the year, all year through. Yet they are called defense ministers, and a portfolio of defense. They can't even defend the defense budget because of full of technicalities before the National Assembly. Luckily for them, they are going to be given bulletproof vehicles. They are going to be given armed guards by the army. They are going to be given sirens. And they may be given the crumbs by the generals of the Navy, of the Air Force, of the Army. they will be given a handout. Maybe when it comes to employment in the Air Force, in the Navy, in the Nigerian Army, at the NDA, they may be given some slots. And their slots, if they make the physical, they will fail in the medicals. At the end of the day, they have nowhere to go and they have nobody to show. Luckily for us, luckily for Nigeria, this perhaps, prayerfully, may be the most short-lived cabinet. We pray for that. And after that being short-lived, we hope Nigerians from the northeast, from the north central, from the southeast, from the northwest, will think twice, will act twice, will think wisely, behave wisely, and deliver wisely. But the final message of this list and the portfolio is that it's not only a military man that succeeds in plotting a coup successfully. Civilians like Bola Ahmed Tinubu have perfected the art and the skill of executing a civilian coup successfully, seamlessly, and bloodlessly. I congratulate him and I sympathize with the Nigerians. I congratulate the Southwest for having the picture of an Oduduwa Republic in the making.
Well, Mazi Shehu, let's change the subject just slightly. Thank you for your analysis on the ministerial port.
Oduduwa in the making. Do you get me? There's one moron here who is telling me that to remove religion. Did this man not quote Bible in your religion just to get you to focus, to understand what is going on? Because you are a moron. Because you are living in denial. Everything about your religion, about your Christianity is fake. Ashe, live lie. Tell me, can you bring one single evidence of your purported presentation over Christianity? Tell me one thing. It's no truth from Christianity, your Christianity life. I said it the other time. Look at my name here. That will tell you the kind of family background I came from. So when I'm talking from the inside the house. I'm an Assemblies of God member. Bonafide one. It doesn't stop me from going to church. But I'm telling you that everything about Christianity is lie. This is what kept us where we are today, including Africa in general. Those ones you don't call Christian, look at the progress they have made. Go to, Arab countries. Go to, which other place? Taiwan. Go to all this and go to Philippines that accepted Jesus. Philippines remains underdeveloped today. The only Asian country that is underdeveloped. I know they are more advanced than Nigeria, but it's the only Asian country that is still, on a stone age. Go to Malaysia. Go to Indonesia and see massive development, and go to Philippines that is very close to it, their neighbors, which is Asian country that accepted this garbage you call Jesus, and see what life is all about in the so-called Philippines. The same mess I know in Africa. I'm here in this country. Ndị a so na ndị Roman Empire destroyed. But once today, church run bar here, church run club here, church run offices here. I'm telling you, if you doubt me, I will go out tomorrow and video it and post it to you. You go to industrial estate here, you will see hundreds of churches of Africa of origin. They go to estate in the for development, for unemployment. ndị ojii agaghị ahịra the place rent ya kụbashi imi ya ji na-akpọ Jesus against your own ancestors. Nna ajụ gị now, some of you who are condemning our ancestors, demonizing them, demonizing everything that has to do, what is your own legacy now? Ole ihe ụmụ ga-ekwu maka gị nwa when you become ancestors tomorrow, because ị ga-anwụ tomorrow, then you become an ancestor. What is your own legacy? Ị ga-agwa ha sị, you were fighting to protect Christianity. My own legacy, I was building Christianity. You didn't, anything him achieve, nothing. Him achieve. But you're busy causing people give rebate to you. Here, demonizing them. So you're on and na-egbu ndị mmadụ that time. Gịnị mere iji survive? Or gịnị mere egbu nne gị? Onye ka emere ogene ma ọ nna gị ọ ma nna gị ọ ka dị ndụ. Gịnị mere ancestors egbuwo nna gị? Why did not kill your own father? Ebe asa ha na-egbu ndị mmadụ, ha na-egbu twins. Now go and point one family with twins. Gị nwa ama in your community. Our ancestors gburu, our fathers gburu in those days. Nna jụ, even ọrụ na ọwụ ihe ewu eziokwu na anyị gburu twins, gbuo our own people. Now we are killing people, too many. Tell me how you use your Hiroshima bomb. How many? Go and check how many thousands of people Hiroshima bomb gburu. Gwa m America gburu na Iraq ka ichiri ile ka anyị nọ ya. Eji ndị missile ga-egbu. How many? Nearly 1 million people killed in Iraq. Iraq of yesterday. What about Syria? How many people America ji bomb gbuo? Did Syria bomb America? Did Syria bomb attack Europe? Did Syria attack West? How many? How many Africans ka West gburu? Leopold of Belgium, how many? Kahaiburu. Nearly 14 million Congolese. How many Biafrans? How many Kaibura in a Biafran war? Keheimer in the West. Keheimer British age 7.2 million. Can you tell me what was our crime against the British and the West? Age 7.2 million. Ne zuje manai ne lay our pipeline na get to Europe here without you and I being a part of it. Without consulting us. Now you want to tell me about religion. On the Buddha said that there is heaven there. India na emegi here in low war, one day emegi allow you but India grew nearly 100 million. Take your parents and your fathers and your grandfathers as a slave. Now Lord Hachina be with Jesus. Say it for what their own ancestors, for what Philip. If you come I'm gonna bury a ground here, just a picture of a grave of St. Philip, ancestors, Philip. Cause John and Matthew. You can get set the picture, go say here. Ndine praise, now call their name. But you never call your own father. You never honor them. You never respected them. Ohanes and Igbo never set out a date for the Biafran people who lost their life. Until IPO became. There was no memory, no nothing. No hailstone, no nothing. Until IPOB and the Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, we are the only one who remembered our people who laid their life for us, for you and I to be here. You are here talking nonsense. Every year here, these people will remember their people who fought in 1916 to defend this land, to kick British out of this land. Ohanes and Igbo, do they make it? Don't you know that there's a lot of Igbo children? They airlifted to the Western world. They airlifted to Satome. They airlifted to where is this place? Cape Verde. Don't you know that majority of our people are there? Did any Igbo man make any effort to go and find where our relatives, Ndebu Renaga, to another country today? Our people lost. We lost everything. How can Igbo find it today? Today, I'd like to zoom man without you knowing it. Was it 2 months ago or 3 months ago? They described illegal oil pipeline. America was still over how many trillion barrels of oil? But the hush puppy for internet fraud. But America drew more than over how many trillion barrels of oil? When I met an Italian man 3 years ago, I called on Radio Biafra. 3 years ago, I met an Italian man. He asked me, where are you from? I said, I'm a Biafran. Oh, are you a Biafran? He said that I'm just returning from, a part of Biafra land. I said, which part? He said there's a oil rig stationed in the middle of the ocean in the coast of Biafra land. That's what the man was telling me. He said that he was coming from the oil rig stationed in the ocean of Biafra land. In the ocean of Biafra land. That's how the man described it to me. That oil rig, it has nothing to do with the Nigerian government, or it has something to do with Nigeria, but Americans and British were the ones selling the oil to another European countries, that I should let our people know that our oil are being stolen from our land. An Italian man was, God is my witness of what I'm telling you, an Italian man I met here on the street, was telling me this. Until they came, is it Tompolo, or whichever one, that discovered last 2 months or 3 months ago that there was an illegal pipe discovered in the coast of Biafra land where America, British were stealing oil that worth trillions. America, they said America steal how many trillions, British and other countries. They list all the countries that were stealing oil from that particular rig. And that is not enough. Chevron brought out 30 billion US dollars to lay a pipeline from Alamanaga abortion. You know, here now, remove Christianity. All there only wetara Christianity, man, nezu into oblivion, nezu into a poverty, a shrieking poverty, and they will come here and present on their television. I may not need food. I may not need this one. Donate to a charity organization who are looking after Africa. Why they are stealing from us? And you are here talking rubbish. You want to advise me? Can't you see my name, Isaiah? Can't you see it? I can change it. I have an Igbo name, but I just left it here. So when I'm talking, you see that I'm not an aside. Let me complete this. Because if you continue talking your rubbish here, I will just block you. If you continue commenting your nonsense here, I'm not here for joke. I have a better life more than you do. We are not here for joke, for showman. You need to wake up from your stupidity and slumber. People are stealing from you, making you, just reducing you to nothing. And you see them, they will come and preach Bible to you. They will tell you about heaven. The same people who brought heaven are stealing from you. Rob everything. Uranium stealing, Californium stealing, everything, gold stealing from Africa. And you and I are here. Some of us are here doing menial job. Some of us are here na ebunshi wine na shagadi wine. The same people na ezwanyu share ka na ebunshi hama akanka. Ma ha wuru old man. Oh, our people now here. Our people know here wuru doctor. Na treat ndi ebe ha ndi ahụ bịara ezwanya ha mecha kanka di wagadi. Our people won't take into na treat ha n'ụlọ ọgwụ ha ya na ebunshi na amamre ha ka ha nweke bete nna anyị na nna anyị onwe onye na-ele ha. Nobody cares for them. The youth no one had a me who don't know now to share her from Biafra land. The have very wide here. They present on one as angels in the dem. But illegal pipeline and Myanmar, excluding Israel. Hush popping on America. You can't put a man on UK here. Dixon Savro, 10 years in the UK here. Nnamdi Kanu, a British citizen. But British High Commissioner Brabia say picture said that he actually developed Igbo land. But Nnamdi Kanu, who was championing the agitation for development of Igbo land, when court have decided and acquitted him, he said nothing. He has not gone and visited him as Nnamdi Kanu, as a British citizen. But how Brabia won't say, I develop Igbo land to fool you. So here the last year. A British man wanted a British High Commissioner to develop Ebola, and he has indeed but had. But I don't get Rob to be his mandate. Would you say that is the will of God? Peter B, did you not see Peter B? In Britain, did the Peter B not go to number 10 Downing Street? Did the Peter B not go to Archbishop of Canterbury, who happens to be a Christian? Is Peter B not a British citizen? Can him any British support when you winning election against British citizen? and then the British citizen name agitation for his own people. Tinye Nanga. Even when court have said he's innocent. And you're here talking nonsense about your God and Jesus and religion. The same people with other religion. Who are your ancestors? You think we are here to joke? Look where an Hausa man in the way she Igbo na Nigeria. Leke she point position, ministerial position. Leke she mayor point. Ndị Igbo asị ka enyere ndị Igbo enye award to even port authority because their position on P2B. You can't even make a video and talk what we're saying. You nonsense. You cannot, if you in my hair, turn your own camera and educate our people on which way to go. I am here asking you, where do we go from here? Where do we go from here? Even though so more for my people now naga Russia, naga connect, and I negotiate to defend their own self. Can do na East. What are you doing? When other people are advancing, engaging the world, what is your own? Where do you go from Nigeria now as we speak? Ole be naga from now. Ole be nyam advice with you and your Jesus and your God. Can guy na gazi from now. Because somebody go draw. So Gwazian is the alternative. If I put a taxi God and Jesus will have to deliver us from this mess. It is again. No me I know me now. On your buying now. You like your religion. Remove it from what you're doing. But in the year, the busy. Na ebugi na harvest the organ na support na ebugi ni una akpasukule mi we here. Don't provoke me. Tawro na iwo nyi believe anyi ncha wo ndi
think twice.
All na iwo nyi believe anya wo ndi believe. We are not here just to show face. Wake up if you want to wake up. Ndị alụwa ọgụ niile na ma Nigeria, ma Niger Republic, all this thing. Do you know that Nigerian soldiers were slaughtered in Niger State 2-3 days ago? They never said anything about it. Nigerian news never carried it. That Nigerian soldiers were slaughtered. Their airplane were shot down by a ragtag Fulani army militant, or will I say Fulani terrorist. It didn't make any hate news. Over 20 to 30 Nigerian soldiers. In fact, 100. In hospital, with the Nigerian soldiers. It didn't make any hate news. But Emily invade our land. Now, Babuso Mwaka, G flag. Ndibu Nigerian soldiers, nobody is talking about it. But they are in our land, adopting and killing our children, our youth. Even when they have robbed election, presidency, what is Nigeria want in Biafra land? Why killing the youth? Why holding Mazi Kanu? And you are doing this. Those that are killing Nigerian soldiers, Nigerian military, shooting down Nigerian plane or jet fighter. You never had Nigeria going to Niger State to attack or to arrest or to repel the terrorists that attack them there. They are in the east attacking a market dealer. Attack our people who may ordinarily trying to survive in the situation even when there was cashless in the east. Did any other tribe suffer what we suffered, with cashless money? Where is Emefle today? Is any of you talking about Emefle? Emefle, all from the south. I would have soon believe. No, was south. Let me just finish this so I can open the line for 20 minutes.
Think twice. After that being short-lived, we hope. Luckily for them, they are going to be given bulletproof vehicles. They are going to be given armed guards by the army. They are going to be given sirens. And they may be given the crumbs by the generals of the Navy, of the Air Force, of the Army. they will be given a handout. Maybe when it comes to employment in the Air Force, in the Navy, in the Nigerian Army, at the NDA, they may be given some slots. And their slots, if they make the physical, they will fail in the medicals. At the end of the day, they have nowhere to go and they have nobody to show. Luckily for us, luckily for Nigeria, this perhaps, prayerfully, may be the most short-lived cabinet. We pray for that. And after that being short-lived, we hope Nigerians from the northeast, from the north central, from the southeast, from the northwest, will think twice, will act twice, will think wisely, behave wisely, and deliver wisely. But the final message of this list and the portfolio is that it's not only a military man that succeeds in plotting a coup successfully. Civilians like Bola Ahmed Tinubu have perfected the art and the skill of executing a civilian coup successfully, seamlessly, and bloodlessly. I congratulate him and I sympathize with the Nigerians. I congratulate the Southwest for having the picture of an Oduduwa Republic in the making.
Well, Mazi Isaiah, let's change the subject just slightly. Thank you for your analysis on...
Oh, sorry, please. I beg, pardon me.
Luckily for them, they are going to be given bulletproof vehicles. They are going to be given armed guards by the army.
It's a bit late here. I have to reduce the noise, the volume, please.
And they may be given the crumbs by the generals of the Navy, of the Air Force, of the Army. They will be given a handout. Maybe when it comes to employment in the Air Force, in the Navy, in the Nigerian Army, at the NDA, they may be given some slots. And their slots, if they make the physical, they will fail in the medicals. At the end of the day, they have nowhere to go and they have nobody to show. Luckily for us, luckily for Nigeria, this perhaps, prayerfully, may be the most short-lived cabinet. We pray for that. And after that being short-lived, we hope Nigerians from the northeast, from the north central, from the southeast, from the northwest, will think twice, will act twice, will think wisely, behave wisely, and deliver wisely. But the final message of this list and the portfolio is that it's not only a military man that succeeds in plotting a coup successfully. Civilians like Bola Ahmed Tinubu have perfected the art and the skill of executing a civilian coup successfully, seamlessly, and bloodlessly. I congratulate him and I sympathize with the Nigerians. I congratulate the Southwest for having the picture of an Oduduwa Republic in the making.
Well, Mazi Isaiah, let's change the subject just slightly. Thank you for your analysis on the ministerial portfolios and the appointments. So Oyo State Governor Seyi Makinde, he recently proposed the adoption of a 5-year single tenure for governors, presidents, state legislative individuals, National Assembly. He said it would allow for them to get more time to do what it is that they needed to do within their tenure, and also would eliminate the need for that 2 terms that often becomes a little bit tricky. What, in your opinion, would be the benefits of such? Would it work in our current political climate, or do you think it's not a good idea?
Listen very carefully.
It is not a matter of 1 term or 2 terms or endless terms or amending the constitution for life presidency. No. What matters is the person, the personality, his mindset, his hidden agenda, his open agenda, his conscience. This is what matters. You give somebody 100 years, he will fail. You give somebody 6 months, he will perform. We have a living example now. Just within a day, on the day of his inauguration, just on that day, Tinubu made a miscalculated statement, an avoidable blunder, a despicable act by announcing that no fuel subsidy. From that hour, from that minute, he further destroyed the economy of Nigeria. It will never regain. That is just 1 minute. If he can do this damage within 3 months, under 3 months he is going to war. Under 3 months, he has taken over FIRS, Nigerian Custom, Port Authority, Maritime Authority. Under 1 month, under 2 months, he has destroyed the value of the Naira. Under 3 months, it is hunger and starvation and disease all over the horizon. Under 3 months of Tinubu, it is confusion in the polity, discontentment in the polity, misgivings in the entire people. This is just a day or a month or 3 months. So time frame doesn't matter. Murtala Muhammad spent only 6 months. But today, that 6 months still rings bell. Buhari had 8 years. He left behind pains, trials, tribulations, discontentment, destroyed economy, destroyed policy, looting, stealing, and perverting of justice. 8 years. You give somebody 5 years, if he is focused, he is responsible, he has conscience, he can deliver. Give him 1,000 years. If he has no conscience, he has no focus, he won't deliver anything. Take example here. Our neighbors here in Cameroon. Just Cameroon here. The president of Cameroon has been around for over 40 years. For Biya has been around for 40 years. Yet, Cameroonians are down the drain. They are hungry, they are angry, they are bewildered, they are dislocated. 40 years is 40 years of hunger and starvation. Theodoro of Equatorial Guinea has been around for 43 years. Go to Equatorial Guinea, the same story with Nigeria, same story with Paul Biya. You go to Alpha Conde of Guinea.
Do you get that? Do you get it? I just, let me open the line. Let me stop it there. Let me open the line, please. If you want to call, Mazi that called before, you cannot call, please. You cannot call. Tell us your opinion. I'm going to leave the line open for at least, let me say 15 or 20 minutes. So I will just end the program. Like I said, I don't usually come out by this time of the day, but I just do this because it's necessary. So call in and dispute me in what I'm saying. So those people who are calling and who are actually writing here, you can equally call and argue that with me. So be a man enough to call in, okay? And tell me the reason why we cannot mention South as they fragmented themselves. I'm not the one that created South. I'm not the one that accepted it. It's some of you that accepted it. And this is how this man refer you, Southeast and South. And then call the West, call the North, call Northeast. Didn't call North. Didn't call West. It's only on our own area they called Southeast and South. Not East, not South, but Southeast and South. And this is how they seize you, they fragmented you, they reduce you to nothing. So call in. Let me just pin the number, please, if you want to call in. Let me just pin the number. Let me just pin it. I need to pin that number. Let me just pin it. Hold on. Just very quick. I'm going to pin it now. All right. I'm going to pin the number. Just call in and tell us what you think. Okay. Let's call in. This is the mess I know name here. This is the mess I know name here. So, call me, WhatsApp me. I'm on the WhatsApp. Call me there. And let's discuss. If you have anything contrary opinion to what I'm saying, the reason why we should accept the condition, I've just pinned the number there. Just call me. Mazi that called before, please, you can call back now. The line is open. The line is open. Call us and tell us what you think. Just put on the number. Just call us. How about? Yeah, just tell us your name and where you're calling from, please. Yeah, nice.
Yes, Mazi. Good evening from here.
Yeah, good evening, Dale.
Mazi, I so much appreciate you. But before I continue, let me introduce myself.
Yeah.
My name is Judo Kafo. Judo Kafo, now from Agbo. Agbo, this is Nioma. And Nioma is a Biafra land, and Nioma people are all Igbo people 100%. Mazi, I so much thank you for the wonderful work you are doing for Biafra and for IPOB General and for this struggle. I so much appreciate you for your time and effort and every sacrifice you are putting into this struggle on behalf of our leader. And I so much thank you for tonight's program. It's a very wonderful program. Now, I begin, me personally, I begin to see the reason why they are still holding our leader. Because all the resources that the zoo is using to feed the European people and the American and the whoever is coming from Biafra land. And I begin to know that through this Niger problem, when it is for Niger now, I never knew that the poor Niger is feeding France so fast. Not only France, America, British, that they are draining these resources from Niger, uranium, I don't know what they call it, that power their country energy. Why Niger, that is, their drilling is getting poorer every day, there's no light, there's no road, there's nothing in that country. But their resources, uranium, they are using it to grow their economy. They are using it to better their people. Why the people that own the resources are in the abject poverty? Now I see the reason why they're trying to kidnap our leader. When our leader said that there's no Igbo man, the plane that they use is not an Uba plane that our people think still IP. He said the plane is a CIA. Now I begin to see, after I followed this Niger of a teen issue, I begin to see the map that this country that I am, the 419 country that I am, spent $13 billion to lay pipe all the way from Biafra land to Europe for gas. I think a lot of our people don't know what will happen. If not this Niger issue, that we begin to see on social network that the America spent $13 billion through share to lay pipe.
Unbelievable.
All the way from Imo. They are laid pipe to Europe. Why in the Imo state of Haji, Egbema have no light?
No light, no electricity.
No food, no good road.
No petrol.
This is the reason why they kidnap our leader, Mazi Isaiah Uba, because they know, say, our leader We have opened our eyes. I begin to see the reason why they don't want Biafra to come. I begin to see the reason why we are suffering. I begin to see the reason why the Nigerian politicians they begin to take loan upon loan upon loan on Biafra head. I begin to see why Tinubu is jumping like a toad. He wants to go to war in Niger. Because Niger said no, this pipeline cannot pass our country again. This military government, they say they will not let that pipe to the project to commence again. That's why you see France and America and Russia, and other European Union, they are pushing Tinubu, the puppet. Fight. You must fight, or you must invade Niger. Now I begin to see the reason why our leader was kidnapped. All these are the reason why, so that Biafra will not come, that we have the opportunity to finish the Egbe Market flight to Europe. You say one thing, that even the oil ring, that they are the one concerned, that the Nigeria, the zoo government is not in charge of it. Don't you see that is why our leader is in the dungeon? This is the reason why. I have begun to reason that our leader being there is British, France and America, because they know that if Biafra come, they will be so skinny like a hungry goat and dog. So now, keep Biafra in perpetual slavery and keeping us evil as a race on perpetual slavery. They will be taking our resources from Egbema all the way to Europe, to Morocco, from Morocco to Spain. And they will be feeding big and large with our own resources while we are dying of hunger. No road, no hospital. I am praying for Tinubu to go into war with Niger, so that other African countries that are into abject poverty, other nationality that want their freedom, because the freedom is a fundamental right under United Nations. He said we have the right to agitate for our freedom. It's a law. It's a law. But who are the people that are speaking with both sides of their mouth, the American and the European Union, when they will say that self-determination is a fundamental right of any ethnic nationality? But when it comes to Biafra and Niger Republic, when it comes to their resources, they have no right to fight for their freedom. But thank God that Africans are getting up now. Africans are rising to their stand to liberate themselves mentally, physically. So also with Biafra, we must rise up to this challenge. Our leader said Biafra will be the last miracle. And the miracle is about to happen. Because all these things that is happening in Niger and every part of West Africa is not ordinary hand. Yes, Mazi, I'm listening. Hello, Mazi. Hello?
Oh, na 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 na. Watch it out.